Alright, what is going on, guys? So today we're going to be doing a overview video of my new main PC. This is a Dell Optiplex 3060 Tower PC. This came out in about 2018 if you recall correctly. So today we're going to be taking a look at it. I got this at my recycling center, local recycling center, for $40 without RAM or SSD. But luckily, I had a Dell Optiplex 5050 before that takes the same type style SSD and same RAM types, so I put 32 gigs of DDR4, which is the maximum this PC supports, and a 256 gigabyte NVMe SSD. So Samsung to be exact. So today, take it apart, show you the ports, and show you the inside, and show you some of its cool features whenever I boot it up. So, without further ado, let's get started on taking it apart now, shall we? Alright, so to get it loose, you just loosen these two screws in the back, as you can see, and then after that the cover should pull right off. And then afterwards you lift on these three tabs and then lift the PC up slightly, trying to do this with one hand, and then take it off just like that. And then afterwards you lift this up. You can access pretty much anything. So there's you can put 2.5 inch hard drives or SSDs, which this doesn't have any as of right now because I don't have any caddies for it, unfortunately. And this is where your 3.5 inch hard drive or your like big size DVD SATA drive would go. This only has 3 SATA ports. Unfortunately, can't do all of that, unfortunately. So there's your CPU. It's an i5-8400 Coffee Lake based machine. There's your back fan, intruders, alarm, trigger, your PCIe slots, power supply, your SATA power right there, your SATA data cables, or the thinner looking ones. And there's the NVMe SSD right there. There's the DDR4 RAM slots. And yeah. And then there's the CMOS battery right there, which this unfortunately has a dead CMOS battery in it, so I have to change that sometime whenever I get a chance. So to put it back together, you just lift this. It's hard to do with one hand, but you can do without rubber feet as well. It's really hard for me to do with one hand. There we go. Do it till it locks into place on both sides, and then yeah, then I've got to tell you, this does never mind, I'll tell you guys later, but you just line let me go ahead and put the phone down so I can actually demonstrate it properly. You line these bottom notches with the thing right there, and then you make sure all of these are nice and tight, which they are. So after that, you put the machine back down, and then to put a graphics card, you just do that. Take one of these things out right here, and it would go in the blue one right there. The other three are just for Wi-Fi cards or whatnot. They're not really useful. And then you slide the cover back on. If I can, again, I apologize. Doing it with one hand is really tough. So, and then you screw these two screws back in. And now we're going to be taking a look at the ports. So, let me go ahead and put the phone down so I can actually tilt it upright. Right there, we have the power button, Optiplex 3060, your service tag, your DVD-RW drive, the optional SD card slot, which this did not come with, although I plan on adding one inside the motherboard in the future, taking this little blanking plate off. A headphone jack, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a Dell logo, this nice crosshatch design, and a Core i5 8th gen sticker, although I plan on adding a graphics card and a Core i7-8700 in the future. So I'll let you guys know whenever I do that. And then on the back here, we have you line out your Windows sticker, your optional VGA and serial ports that would be optional. HDMI, DisplayPort, two more USB 3.0, two more USB 2.0, Ethernet, and then your PCIe slots, and then your power supply is down there. So you may want to compare this to a previous generation Dell Optiplex, and that's the Optiplex 9020 I have over there, but it is in a smaller form factor than this one is. But however, they did make one of these this size, and they made one of these this size. So yeah. Then one before that, you can kind of see right over there is my, sorry for the mess, but it is the Optiplex 760 over there. That's a design before the 9020. And that's a bit bigger than the 9020, but a bit smaller than the 3060. So they did have a smaller version of this and a bigger version of this that would compare to these two computers right there. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and hook this bad boy up and start up Windows and run a few programs. So I'll be right back. If I can get the camera to pause here. Alright, so I have it set up on my desk now, so I guess we'll start by booting it up. You can see that was very, very quick, so I'm going to go ahead and put my password, then we'll move on to some application testing. So, I'm going to go ahead and pause now. Alright, so we're going to do some application testing, so I guess we'll go ahead and open up Specky, I guess. And I actually do have the, there we go. See, it has a Core i5-8400, 32 gigs of DDR4 memory, and then a 256 GB NVMe Samsung SSD. So yeah, and Windows 11 Pro 64-bit. Obviously, this is the oldest Dell Optiplex that actually officially supports Windows 11. So I was going to get me a 3070 since it was only about $10 more at the recycling center, but they only had the small form factor one. I wanted a mini tower one since they have better cooling and you can actually fit a full height graphics card in there. So I figured, just why not get the mini tower one, and it ain't going to make that much difference since I'm sure neither of them will support the next version of Windows that comes out, like Windows 12, if that's even going to be a thing. The 3070 or 3060, so and we still have a lot more years of Windows 11 to come, so yeah. Then we're going to do Crystal Disk Info now. See, it's in good health. The SSD is in good health, as you can see. And then we're going to play a game of Minesweeper real quickly, I guess. And I lost. But yeah, it's very quick. So we'll go ahead and open Google Chrome, I guess. And we'll go ahead and load up a website. We'll do National Weather Service. And see, it loads up very, very quickly. And then I guess we'll go ahead and watch a YouTube video on it, because why not? And we'll do one of my videos, obviously. I don't want to get copyright claimed or anything like that, so. We'll do the one about the M715Q. See, the animation is very smooth, as you can see. It is a very, very, very good computer here. It runs very stupid fast, and yeah, it's a really good computer. If you have these are worth like $150 to $200 on eBay. So if you can go to a local recycling center like me that have one of these, they may sell it to you for much cheaper. Like I got mine for like $40 out of its RAM and SSD, obviously, but still really good deal nonetheless. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts down in the comments, and stay tuned for more content to come.